Hello guys, right now I'm sitting in a Winnebago 59PX in Los Angeles, California. Today we'll be hitting the ground just to capture the sentiment, feelings, and emotions of local residents and visitors in the greater metropolitan area of Los Angeles. It is important to note that over the past few years, LA has become one of the most expensive cities in the United States, and in 2024, this trend has only intensified. As of June 2024, home prices have surged by 12.6% compared to the previous year, with the median price now standing at $1.1 million. But it's not just housing that's putting a strain on residents. Gasoline prices in Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim area averaged $4.89 per gallon in June 2024, continuing to keep transportation costs high for Angelenos. Coupled with rising fuel costs, rent prices in Los Angeles are also steep, with the average rent as of August 2024 hitting $2,122 per month. This is 38% higher than the national average, making Los Angeles one of the most expensive rental markets in the country. And for those relying on public transportation, monthly Metro passes now cost $100, making it challenging for those already struggling with rent and other expenses. But our ultimate goal is to remain unbiased and just merely get the sentiment of local residents. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy this special report. Thank you. Hey guys, right now we're in downtown Los Angeles and we're going to be doing the same thing that we did in Riverside basically. We're going to be conducting numerous interviews just to get a general sense of opinions and feelings of local residents within Los Angeles and even visitors on the standard of living in the past 4 years. So that being said, we'll get right into it and we'll start conducting our interviews. Thank you. We have one of our first interviewers for today. So first and foremost, just go ahead and give me your name.
My name is Miguel Jimenez.
Nice to meet you, Miguel. And for the first question, how would you describe your standard of living in the last 4 years?
I think it's been pretty good. I think post-COVID, there were a lot of challenges during the pandemic, but for me personally, it's been decent. I wouldn't say things are like increasingly, getting better every year, but decent.
I've noticed that everything goes up. It's gone up extremely. In the past 4 years. I remember not too long ago, it'd be like, you would expect to pay, which is still expensive, $10 for parking. And now it's like 30 just to park on a regular day.
Yeah, very tough, to be honest. Things have been really inflated, at least in the Northeast. I'm from Connecticut, and prices have skyrocketed. So, rent and groceries and gas. I don't have to say it on West Coast, definitely Northeast is definitely
Rough.
You want to elaborate?
Everything's significantly gone up, so it's become a little bit tougher year after year.
My standard of living is average. I would say average, not rich, not poor, but average. And it's kind of hard, but like you said, the standard of living is kind of hard sometimes. Because where I'm coming from, the minimum wage is low.
Like the other day, I went down to Santa Monica and parking alone was $40. It's like, yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I was a union Boilermaker for 35 years. I got lupus, and I've been fighting stomach cancer. Been kind of rough. Life goes on.
With that being said, so with an upcoming presidential election, regardless of who the president will be come November, what are some policies that you would like to see being instituted with that new president?
It's a very good question.
Honesty.
Honesty. We've gotten that one before.
Stop lying. Quit loading everybody's mailbox up with political crap. When you get home, your mailbox is filled. It ain't gonna change my mind.
I'm pretty far to the left in terms of my politics. I, support the Palestinian cause. So I would really like to see somebody do something more creative and more sustainable in terms of supporting the homeless population.
Okay.
I was happy with the president that was before.
Of course, right?
Opportunities and better things to make more money.
I like to see the economy try to stabilize a little more. I'd also like to see America being prioritized a little more but I see America donating a lot of money to the rest of the world instead of focusing on its own problems.
That's a good point. You're the first person to bring up that point.
I agree with you completely, yeah.
Kind of give those who are single income, give us a little bit more slack and having a little bit more to offer us with our taxes and just any type of incentives for being responsible adults.
You know what, America? You know what people need to learn?
What?
How to budget their money. And stop impulse buying.
Impulse buying. That's a good one. That's a good one. Consumerism.
Definitely something in place for people who are going through financial hardship. I think it's important that we supplement people who are trying to make ends meet, whether they're single mothers, single fathers, or just people who are working endlessly to try to make ends meet, to make sure that there's some financial hardship programs to make sure that their electricity, they're keeping the lights on and putting food on the table.
I like to prioritize healthcare and I think care for their citizens, because we see like veterans mainly and people who are born here who have like less priority than others who have came here. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be prioritized, because I come from a family of immigrants, and I believe America has done a good job by helping them out. But I think we see a lot of our citizens now struggling to just find a place to live or eat.
Is get health care for everybody. And the mental. All these people on the streets, majority of them, they're either drug addicts and they need help, or they have a mental problem.
There's a lot more to fix on the ground than there is overseas.
And I think also our borders, I'm all for immigrants. America was founded with immigrants, but I feel like we don't have the type of infrastructure to support so many immigrants coming in to America.
You got to stop taxing us to death. The government needs to be more accountable for our money. I don't mind paying taxes. Just tell me where it's going so I can see progress.
Thank you for that answer. Yeah. And with that being said, I'm an independent journalist, so I always strive to be as unbiased as possible. What are some things that you wish that the news you watch on the TV would show you on the ground, so we can learn from what people on the street would want?
You got me in blank. like being honest on
it's
on
okay,
You know what? The part I can't stand is they always want to say we're the first to report. Now get your friggin' your facts straight, then report. Just tell us that we don't know yet, we're working on it, whether it's a high-speed chase, whether it's whatever their story is they're doing, just slow down a little bit. We don't need to know by the split second. Not everybody's sitting in front of the TV watching the news.
I think people should just be more social and get to know each other, because what I've noticed a lot is they're drastically different. Out here just walking around, I'll either meet people who are really cool, open about their lives, just want to get to know one another, and others who are just all to themselves and they just want to get their business done and just leave. So I feel like everyone should just come together and just try to be happy with each other.
Yeah, I agree with him.
I feel like a lot of news stations, they're very biased. There's a lot of, they're pointing in one direction or the other. There's not many independent journalists like yourself that's, being publicized or actually putting out in the open. And I think it's super important to get both sides of the spectrum. Especially nowadays, mainstream media is just very, very one side or the other. So I think it's important that, like you said, we have context of both sides and just have somebody sort of meeting in the middle and publicizing the middle.
Right? Get your facts straight, then report on it. Don't feed us a bunch of crap and then go back, and then the rumors start spreading on the streets, and you didn't give us the facts straight in the first place.
That is a beautiful point you bring up.
It is. And just slow down. They all want to be the first one to run up and stick a mic or assume things. The media assumes it.
Thank you for your interview. We're just kind of walking around, getting the sense of what people think. And, we appreciate you. You're the first interview for today, so we appreciate your help, Miguel.
Okay, good.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Nice to meet you.
Sports Talk.
But thank you. You guys have gave really good responses. I really appreciate it. Best of luck to everything in the future. And thank you again for agreeing to the interview.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
I tell you, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, listen. Oh, yeah, you're from St. Louis, Missouri. Representing St. Louis. Appreciate your help. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you for giving the time.
Awesome, dude. I like what you're doing. That's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it,
Of course, man. Of course. Have a good day, man.
Nice to meet you. Have a nice day, guys. You too.